Welcome back, trainers, and in this video we're going to be taking a look at Annihilape in the Ultra League this time. So we did take a look at it in the Master League with it not even being completely powered up, not even a 100% IV, and it still did pretty good. And now we're going to take a look at it in the Ultra League. This time we're going to be using a shiny, and we're going to be going with Ice Punch here. Of course, Shadow Ball and Counter. So this is going to be my first game, and of course it would have thrown this team at me. So I'm just going to let you see it. Whatever, it is what it is. Now this thing is going to be meta across all three leagues. That's what's going on here. Yes, this is something we should all be excited for. This is pretty cool. And well, we have it right out the gate. Shiny, great move set, and we don't have to wait for some sort of community day, right? No community day moves. All right, so we are going to be pairing up a couple of different Pokemon throughout this video here. Eventually, we're going to be putting on the Ampharos because you already know how I feel about that thing. Always putting in the work. I did not mean to put Charm. I wanted Powdered Snow on this thing. So if I had Powdered Snow right about now, I could have... we did a lot of damage with the Charm just now, but nonetheless, we're not in a great position here, to be honest with you. And I don't think I'm going to be able to pull this one off. And that's not because Annihilape did something wrong, but sometimes you just can't really pull out of a situation where you get hit in the front and the back. Now, folks, tell me if you were encountering any sort of issue today. Now, I could have probably pulled this off if I just would have went for any charge move there and then just quick move down the Trevenant. I could have probably won that. All right, next game, what do we have here? But I was going to ask if you're encountering any sort of lag today, like unusually weird lag during certain times. Let me know down below. Next game, we're met with a Poliwrath here. So we are going to be able to resist the counter, as we are going to be part Ghost type as well as fighting, hitting me with a Scold and lowering my attack. Our counter is doing a pretty good amount of damage, and I'm suspecting this is going to be Ice Punch. I am going to shield it up, so they have lowered my attack by 2 stages here, going for the Shadow Ball yet again. And they're going to be letting that go, and we're countering them down. Now our attack has been lowered by 2 stages, so we have that to consider. But they're bringing in a Togekiss. I have the Ice Punch ready to go, so we're just going to go ahead and throw it. I do believe we have Powdered Snow now. Fantastic. So we're looking great. We're going to go ahead and just throw that immediately here up against that Togekiss. And we're going to be getting their last shield here. Now, I do decide to actually shield this up with the Ninetales. Turns out there is going to be a Giratina in the back, so this is going to be working out great, as well as that Ampharos with the Brutal Swing in the back ready to go to do tons of damage. If you don't have an Ampharos for the Ultra League, I suggest you make one, and if you have a Shadow, even better. The thing is absolutely amazing. So we're going to go ahead and get off that Weather Ball, swap into the Ampharos here, and then we'll just get off this Brutal Swing. It'll be looking pretty good and taking the win here. Again, we are going to be switching up the team, and we are going to actually be putting on Tapu Finn here in a bit, if not already, and you're going to see what happens when we switch the lead. All right, so we do have Tapu Finn here. Met with a Deoxys. That was actually a pretty good lead, and they're swapping into their Greedent here, which obviously is going to be resisting the Ghost, but taking super effective from the counter. So we're going to go ahead and build up our energy just a little bit more while doing a good amount of damage to that Greedent. Swap, and then we're going to go ahead and catch that crunch with our Tapu Fini. You better believe it. Let's go. So of course they're going to be able to spam that Body Slam here now. And we're going to go ahead and just throw that Surf here. Greedent, a pretty chunky Pokemon. I mean, as far as being able to take hits, of course. And they are going to be shielding that up. And we're going to let that go. And they're getting to another damn one. So I'm thinking, man, I think I'm just going to let this go, bring in Annihilape, and counter them down here. And just come out of this with an extra shield as well as a ton of energy here. Let's see what they have. All right, even if it's a Charm user, we'll still be looking good because of the moves we can throw immediately here. And it is going to be a Guzzlord, weak to fighting as well as ice. I'll take it. Ampharos doesn't want anything to do with that. As far as the moves that we do have, if you have Focus Blast, sure, you're going to be able to pretty much one-shot it if you can land that. But otherwise, you're screwed if you have Brutal Swing and Trailblaze as well as Volt Switch. So we are going to be absolutely taking this win here. You better believe it. Shielding up this charge move, and they just wanted one shield from me. They said, I just want one shield. Give me that shield. And then they back out. All right. Next game. What are we going to see? Poliwrath again. We'll take it. No problem. This isn't bad at all here. Although, I'm going to have to say it still does a pretty good amount of damage, the Poliwrath, with its Scold as well as Ice Punch here. So we're going to go ahead and let this first one go. They're going to be throwing an Icy Wind. So after that, we're going to go ahead and swap into our Tapu Finn, and they do bring in their Ampharos. There you go. There is an Ampharos, and it is going to be shiny. So this is fine. This is perfectly fine. We don't need to really worry too much about this here. I was thinking Trailblaze, but of course they have Thunder Punch. Again, they always have the moves that they need when I have the Pokemon. Like with that type, like, oh, that one-off move that nobody ever runs. I know people run Thunder Punch, but you know what I'm talking about. All right, so what do we have going on here, folks? Oh, we're taking them out here. All right, and a Sand Slash. We're going to go ahead and just get their shield here. Let's see what happens. All right, immediately swap into this Ampharos. Now, I still have a shield left, but I'm going to go ahead and call. Never mind, we don't call it. All right, this is the wrong game that I'm thinking of. Okay, we're not going to be taking those risks here. So yeah, using that last shield, and we're going to go ahead and take out that and get to the Trailblaze up against this Poliwrath. And this should be enough to KO and take the win. And we're looking good. Let's go. Next game. And we're going to be leading with that Annihilape still. And we're met with a Kyurem. This is great since they're going to be part ice here. And we're just going to go ahead and throw that ice punch right away before they lower my attack. Great. Now, I don't know how much this is going to do, so I'm still going to let it go anyways. Glaciate. No, not bad, not bad. Okay. They did lower our attack, so let's see what they're going to be bringing into the battle. Can we get to a charge move? Yes, we can. And we're going to be going for that ice punch, and that is going to be a Talonflame. Everything that we have on the team, well, as far as we have the Tapu Fini as well as the Ampharos here, love to go up against this, so let's go. We are going to go ahead and bring in the Ampharos and shield up this first one. I think they're going to actually go for 2 here. Going to get this off, and they actually double shield it. Yes, okay, sounds good. Well, they haven't double shielded yet. That's their first one, right? But we are going to be shieldless at this point, and they have a Cresselia in the back. I don't know if I could pull this one off. It's going to get pretty close. All right, so let's see if we can swap into the Tapu Fin right after this. We have to. Okay, fantastic. Okay, I think we might be able to pull this off here. So I don't know if they're going to be able to get to 2 Grass Knots. Well, even if they do, they're not going to be able to KO. So this is looking pretty good here. But check this out. This is just incredible. All right, so we're going to be able to get to the Moonblast, which is going to be enough to take out the Cresselia here. Oh, no, one more Water Gun, and we take them out with 1 HP. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and put the Ampharos in the front. Now let's see what they throw at me right out the gate. You're going to love this here. I didn't see one of these before in the lead. All right, we have a Sand Slash. Okay, we have that counter in the back. So I got to put the thing that's weak to fighting in the front so you can figure out the realignment. That's just the way it works. Yeah, it's not a coincidence. It's not a mystery. It's the algorithm, okay? All right, so we'll let okay, this is the one where I call it. So we call that Ice Punch, which is amazing. That's just saving us a shield, and now they're going to be taken out if they don't. Oh, no, not quite, son of a gun. So I do believe I actually shield this up, though. Okay, not even shielding that up. Oh, all right, I'm miscalling it all. Bringing in the Annihilape. Now, I would assume they have something to counter fighting. Yep, there you go. So I immediately back out because, yeah, no, I'm not. There's a couple of you said I'm too hasty to back out. There's not too many compared to the comments that are like, yeah, pretty much. It's just a waste of time when you know. When you've battled so much, it's just, you know, it's pretty much a wrap. Sure, there's a little percentage that you can pull it off, but honestly, my time is way too valuable to sit here trying to win every single game when it's literally pretty much a hard counter loss. It is just better to back out. Really, my time is way too important for that. Next game, we're going to be met with another Shadow Ampharos, and they're going to be catching. Oh, shoot. Nice catch. What was that? Okay, Guzzlord. Well, damn. Now I think I'm screwed here. Okay, so good example. Let's see what happens. It wasn't like anybody had an advantage or anything because it was a mirror match, but they did want to catch into that Guzzlord. Let's see what happens. Now, I do bring in the Tapu Fini because we're actually going to be able to resist everything as opposed to the Annihilape is going to be taking decent damage, neutral. So we'll just go ahead and bring in the Tapu Fin. They're going to be retreating back into their Ampharos here. We're going to let it go. Of course, it's a Thunder Punch. Of course, they always have that move when they need it. It could have been a Trailblaze. You know, that's, super effective too. All right, bringing in our own Ampharos. We still have 2 shields. We're going to let this Brutal Swing go, putting all our hope into the Annihilape at the end. Oh my goodness, I hope there's not a fairy user, charm or something like that, although I think I still can pull it off. All right, wait a minute, what am I talking about? There's only the Guzzlord left, right? Hold on. Oh, no, they got more. Okay, we still need to see what's in the back. All right, so Annihilape, you're up, buddy. Let's get it. And they have a Poliwrath. Great, so we're going to go ahead and get to this Shadow Ball here, which is not going to KO, unfortunately. And I don't know. I don't think I can pull this off, to be honest. We have 1 shield left. So yes, we can. Yeah, well, hell yeah, we are going to. We're going to counter down this Primate or this Poliwrath and get to the Ice Punch up against this Guzzlord and take the damn win. Let's go. Now, if I didn't have Ice Punch, I probably would have lost that. Yeah, you better, because, you know, Shadow Ball's resisted too. I mean, if you have close combat, I guess that's an option. Low sweep garbage. All right, so we're met with a Giratina. So we've been in this situation many times before, and it's not bad, right? We do a ton of damage. Look at that, half health. Are you kidding me? Now, we can let this first one go. A lot of times I do. Sometimes I may shield it up just so I can keep the health. So they're swapping into an Alolan Muck Shadow. Very nice with Poison Jab. So we're going to go ahead and bring in Annihilape here as we do resist the poison. The Dark is going to be just kind of neutral because we are part fighting and also Ghost, you know. So it's not super effective. And we're going to counter them down after getting that fire. Well, we have no other option. We can't get to a damn charge. So getting off the Ice Punch, we're going to let that go. We could have got that Ice Punch off, but it would have been absolutely scrubby noobish. And going for it immediately here. They did lower our defense, so we're going to go down immediately and Shadow Claw down. They're down a shield, and this is okay. We're bringing in the Ampharos and immediately going for the Brutal Swing. If they shield this up, not looking good. And they have a Poliwrath in the back, and that is a wrap. I mean, it's still going to be able to put in the work here, I guess, but we resist everything, so, you know, even if they lower my attack. So I'm just going to go for the Moonblast right out the gate here because we still have 2 shields. What is the point of trying to bait and they let it go? And this is all but over here. So we'll go ahead and start shielding this up because, yeah, these are actually going to start adding up, and they get my shield and I'm like, got your shield, got one of your shields, scrub. Okay, next game then. Hey, what do you know? It's the start of the show itself, Annihilape. So of course we're going to be throwing those brutal swings here. What do we have to look out for? Shadow Ball, I mean, everything. It's technically going to do a good amount of damage to us, so we'll just go ahead and let this go, though. And it is a Shadow Ball. I thought they'd try to go for Ice or Night Slash, freaking fortunately. So I bring in the Tapu Fini, and I do not want to get hit by another Shadow Ball, so I shield it up, and that's exactly what it is. And now we have a massive disadvantage, and their Annihilape is putting in the damn work. Can we farm them down here? Please, please. Okay, amazing. Thank goodness here. And they have a Registeel, lovely. So they just got a couple of lock-ons there. So we'll throw this Surf and then swap into our Annihilape ourselves here. And they do have a Greedent in the back. So they got 2 Pokemon weak to fighting. This is looking pretty good here. What we're going to have to do is actually pull this win off with the Annihilape, or kind of keep on spamming the Ice Punch to the point that we're going to be able to swap back in with the Tapu Fin and keep this thing alive, because we need to get in those counter damages. What we can look forward to is being as low as we can on our health, because the quick move on this thing isn't doing much, as well as lock on. All right, with our ghost typing, I mean, it's not going to be doing anything. So they're pretty much done for here. We're going to shield this up, of course, because we're not going to, you know, we'll lose if we let that go. Going for the Ice Punch right away. Getting that shield, fantastic. Of course, we know that's not very effective, but it costs less energy. And getting to the Surf, this is perfect. This is all we really needed to do. It wasn't looking great, but it looks like we're going to be able to pull this one off here. And of course, they're going to go Zap Cannon. Annihilape is going to now annihilate this Registeel here. And we're going to go for the Ice Punch just because, just for good measure. Yeah, we could have countered them down, but who gives a dang? Moving it on to the next game here. We're met with a Drapion. Okay, we'll take it, I suppose. It's not the best situation for me because both of our charge moves are not very effective. It's almost seeming like you want to run Thunder Punch again, but I don't know. Trailblaze is such an interesting move. All right, so we're going to go ahead and go for the Brutal Swing here, getting a shield out of him and going for the next one before we get off another quick move because of the duration of the Volt Switch is so slow. I'm not trying to get caught up in that before they throw, and they're going to go ahead and go for another Crunch here. Going to bring in our Annihilape. Now, I do make a crucial mistake here. I shield up the first Crunch. You don't ever really want to do that if you know you're going to get hit by another one, because they did lower our defense just now, right? So we're going to take even more damage. So it would have been perfect for me to let the first one go and then shield up the next one. That's typically how it goes, but I'm just calling out my screw up there so you know. And we do have a Poliwrath in the back. I love that we're not taking very effective damage from the counter, as it's always doing a ton to most things here, right? Swapping into the Tapu Fin to catch this, and it's over. I mean, we don't even need to go for... Oh, wait a minute. It's not over. When I talk, I thought... It's been a long day. All right, I would have gotten this video up sooner, but I've been running errands before I take off from Anchorage. All right, so we're going to go ahead and go for the Moonblast here up against this Heliolisk. And we'll let this go. We do not want to use that last shield. We want to hold on to that. And they do get to a charge move. Son of a freaking gosh. You gotta be kidding me. All right, so Poliwrath, can we take this win here? We're not going to make it to Shadow Ball. I just throw a desperate Ice Punch because they're just about at that charge move. One more counter. Oh, not even one more. See, there or there. We just won the CMP. And unfortunately, we're going to take this loss here. And that's okay. I'm just experimenting with different Pokemon, using Annihilape, having a little fun on top of, you know, counters and all that stuff. It's get a little wacky. And so far, so good for this game here. We had a great lead up against that Greedent. They swap into their Gliscor. We bring in the Tapu Finn, and that's about a wrap. Now, we under-tapped there, so I don't know. I'm going to be honest with you. That was a mistake. I wasn't trying to under-tap to keep him at like 1 HP. Bringing in their Greedent here, but I guess it helped because we're able to get one more quick move so we can get to this Surf up against Greedent and just do that much more damage, although we're almost getting to another one here. And use up that energy. Of course, we're going to be bringing in our Annihilape. So we're going to counter the heck out of them here. Still 2 shields on both ends. Bringing in a Gengar. We're going to go ahead and just threaten them right away here with an Ice Punch. Could have been a Night Slash. Doesn't matter. It's going to do a ton if they let it go. And then swap into the Ampharos here. So what we really want to do is kind of just win this matchup with the Ampharos, because we don't want to go up against that with counter. Not unless they had just a sliver of health, like we're talking 2 or 3 HP. So I can just, you know, take him out in a couple hits, as Gengar has a massive resistance to counter here. And we're going to be able to get to the next Brutal Swing while still holding on to a good amount of our health here. Let's freaking go. And getting to it. That's a wrap. And I think they just threw their charge move. We just won the CMP here. And yep, there you go. All right, we'll bring in the Annihilape and take care of business. So absolutely make an Annihilape. And if, again, you don't know the trick, what you can do is just battle a friend with low. Just use 10 combat power Pokemon, or have them use 10 combat power Pokemon, and you just keep doing that over and over again, Psychic or Ghost type, and you'll take them out and, you know, be over with. And what do you have here? What is this? A mirror match, one shiny, non-shiny. Calling the Night Slash, of course, because there's no way there could be a Shadow Ball because we weren't. All right, so we're going to go ahead and throw our Shadow Ball. They're shielding it up. Sounds good. If I recall this correctly, they do catch. And it's a pretty damn good one, I think. So you'll have to see this here. Shielding up this Night Slash, and they freaking throw in their Greedent to catch a Shadow Ball. All that energy. That was a good one. That was straight up just amazing. All right, so we're going to go ahead and just let this go and then swap, or building up to Shadow Ball. So we have that ready to go. I see there. Bringing in the Ampharos here. We're going to let this go. Definitely do not want to use our last shield. This should almost be enough to take out the Greedent. We like maybe one more hit here. All right, well, they're using their last shield. Are you freaking kidding me? Let's go. We'd love to see this here. So we'll let this Body Slam go. I will get to this Brutal Swing. They swap into their Annihilape, which is taking a decent amount of damage from the Shadow Brutal Swing here. But they're also going to be able to farm up a little bit more. So we do have the Tapu Finn, which is not going to be completely immune from this thing because we still need to worry about Shadow Ball. So we're going to go ahead and shield that up and try. I'm not going to farm them down. I could have, but screw it. We have a charge move ready to go in on our Annihilape. Let's just keep our health here. And they do have a Wall Rain. So I'm going to go ahead and swap immediately into it here and throw the Shadow Ball right away. And they're going to be able to get, you know, a little bit of farm on us here, but we're countering the heck out of them as well. Earthquake is going to do a decent amount, but it's not enough. It's just not enough. All right, so we're going to get to the Surf, and we're looking good here, folks. And that's about going to wrap it up for Annihilape. For now, I have to go do some more battles, and I'm going to be bringing you some more later. You better believe it. So stay tuned for that. Notifications on. This thing is absolutely amazing. And we'll have to see what league I use it in next. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you all next time.
Hey! So you're finally here! Fantastic!